Welcome back. It is not news that senators grandstand. It is not news that they grandstand during high-profile events like a Supreme Court confirmation hearing. They want to get attention. They want clips of themselves, either attacking or defending the nominee to get picked up widely so they can be celebrated by the majority of their constituents. But something different has come from the grandstanding during the confirmation hearing for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Some are now using it to suggest that a camera should not be permitted in the United States Supreme Court. Earlier this month, Senators Chuck Grassley and Dick Durbin introduced bipartisan legislation, of course they're from different parties, that would require the Supreme Court to allow cameras in the court for all oral arguments. Now, I support that bill. As I've said before, it's about accessibility to and accountability for the most important court in the land. And if Supreme Court lawyers and justices can't handle the pressure, well, maybe they should do something else for a living. The grandstanding we have seen in the Senate isn't remotely relevant to what happens to legal arguments in the Supreme Court. But let's take a step back. This is the sort of grandstanding that has led to this debate.
Do you agree with this book that is being taught with kids that babies are racist?
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
You got here how every black woman in America who's gotten anywhere has done by being like Ginger Rogers said, I did everything Fred Astaire did, but backwards in heels.
Well, I'm an Hispanic man. Could I decide I was an Asian man? Would I have the ability to be an Asian man and challenge Harvard's discrimination because I made that decision?
Good. Good.
I understand.
Absolutely
Senator,
good. I hope you are.
Good.
Allow her to finish, please. I hope you go to jail for 50 years if you're on the internet trolling for images of children in sexual exploitation. So you don't think that's a bad thing? I think that's a horrible thing.
Chairman Durbin, I've never seen the chairman refuse to allow a witness to answer a question. You can bang it as loud as you want.
This whole thing by the left about this war ain't working.
Somehow, all of this led Nebraska Republican Senator Ben Sasse to make the case against televising Supreme Court proceedings.
And I think we should recognize that the jackassery we often see around here is partly because of people mugging for short-term camera opportunities. And it is definitely a second and third and fourth order effect that the court should think through before it has advocates in there who are not only trying to persuade you 9 justices, but also trying to get on cable that night or create a viral video.
You can just see Ted Cruz's eyes, and you're wondering if he's thinking, my fellow Republican there better not be talking about me. Now, Sasse is right about how he characterized what they see around there and about why they're doing it. But the difference is that there is no one who can or will rein in these senators. They just fight with each other. Lawyers behaving like this will not only get chastised by the court, they would likely be hurting their clients as well. There have been thousands of televised trials, maybe with the exception of the O.J. Simpson case. There's never been one where the lawyers ham it up like these senators. The legal system is not politics, where it's all about who can scream the loudest or make the biggest spectacle. Lawyers can be disbarred for what could get a senator reelected. Nevertheless, Sasse's sentiment was echoed by others like CNN's S.E. Cupp.
Cameras have helped celebritize politics since television was invented. And I don't think that's been great for public service. I think the executive and legislative branches have been corrupted by too much visibility. The presidency and Congress shouldn't be places you go to become famous. So why then would we want to similarly corrupt the third branch of government? Why would we want to turn the judicial branch, which should be sober, impartial, and undistracted, into a place where judges and lawyers know they're on television?
Because when the people of the state of Kansas, or when a lawyer is arguing on behalf of the United States, in a case they say the people of the state of Kansas or on behalf of the United States, we have a right to see the arguments they're making on our behalf. The reality is that ask almost anyone who argues in a case with a camera in the court, and they'll tell you that almost everyone in the case, litigants, forget it's there. The legal arguments in the Supreme Court are academic and arcane. They are boring, but they're important. You can engage in the sort of overt demagoguery that politicians do. But most important, we should have the right to see what the most important justices are saying about the cases that impact all of our lives. The reality is that the only reason there isn't a camera in the Supreme Court already is because the justices don't want the scrutiny. One said that, I don't want to be recognized on the street. It's not a good enough reason. And a bunch of senators playing games during a confirmation hearing, happens all the time, by the way, it's not just this one, can't mean that the court continues to get shielded from public view. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.